Hello and good evening, everyone. We are live with episode 19 of Texan Tailgate. My name is Robert, for those of you that have seen me on here before. I also go by the name Texan OG Day One because that is exactly what I am. Uh, Makes perfect sense. The next question is you may be wondering where our usual host might be. Well, Forrest is currently locked up in my basement. I have decided to take over the stream. So I would really like to ask those in chat, because I am placing a ransom on him for his release. Just how much do you think he's worth? So please feel free to comment. Texan, Hex, USDC, whatever you feel. And we might actually find out, his whereabouts later on in the stream. So tonight's episode, we've got, our regulars from the Texan team. We've got Mr. David Lee. We've got Immutable. And we've got Facing Reality. So it's always nice to see all of you. So how are you all doing?
Dude, Robert, that was classic. I just busted up all through that.
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing great, man. This is great being able to host for the first time, and whenever I do take over, things like this can happen. So all kinds of shenanigans. It's so fun to be able to push buttons, especially, sometimes I push the wrong buttons, but that's all right. But yeah, we've got a couple guests coming in from the OPHIR crypto team. Really want to give those guys a shout out, guys and gals, for everything that they do. We did launch with OPHIR crypto this week. I believe it was, Tuesday. And it has just been such an amazing experience. So, with further ado, we can actually let's take a look at the chat comments. So we've got My Online Ghost. Yeah, I almost forgot about the chat. So can't forget about them.
Robert is the best host.
maybe I may be tooting my horn too early here, but we'll see. We got Hex Force One. Hello, fellow Texicans and Ophirians. My Online Ghost. Good evening at Logan's Run. Godfather J6 and Samantha. We've got Hex Monkey Tailgate Party counting in. Hello, guys from the Philippines. Hex Force One. Forrest is worth 1 million Texan tokens. Ooh, Logan's Run. He is worth 22-year Texan stake. Wow, Forrest, you have quite a lot of people that are wanting to bail you out of my basement, which is quite generous. Yeah, Forrest is taking the night off. The correct answer is he is absolutely priceless, and we appreciate everything that he does. The really great thing about working on a team is we can share the load and we can take over from time to time when need to be. So, and we got Mr. Rags in the house. So always good to see you.
Already know.
And with no further ado, we'll go ahead and we will bring on our first guest, member of the OPHIR team. So, Joshua.
Hello from the Philippines. Good morning. Morning from the Philippines, everyone.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Everything is fine. Have a tough weekend, busy weekend regarding service and some family issues. But everything's great. Glory to be God.
Nice. So how has your week been so far since OPHIR token just launched?
The first thing I do in the weekend is always check the main chat and make sure everything is on track regarding those, they say, lost airdrops. So it's been a new weekend, a new phase from our team, especially those in the community. So it is a wacky weekend to be described after the OPHIR launch.
Absolutely. So So David, Immutable, Irwin, how have y'all been? How's the week been going for you guys?
Well, for me, it's been great. Just been, working away the main job, and then obviously this week was a big week for Furians and for really the whole team. Culmination of a lot of hard work across the board there. So it was really exciting to see, and definitely excited to see what's still yet to come.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
Irwin,
shout out
is
to the whole team, by the way, because since I was moving to Portugal, I wasn't really on, so everybody had to take up my slack. So thank you for that. But I'm back now, so slowly getting into it again.
You're back, and this team. Look at the international. We got Portugal, we got the Philippines, we got the States. That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so no, it's definitely good to see you, Irwin. It's hope everything has gone well with that move with you and your family. So it's always I just moved recently myself, so I know just how much is involved with that.
It's a big transition for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. So uh so Joshua, since this is the first week for the OPHIR launch, just kind of tell all of us how it felt to work on your very first crypto project and how that's impacted the community for the Philippines.
Oh, for the first time of my life, it's my first crypto project regarding in my whole career because I'm a salesperson and it is really a different environment for me. So it is really at first it is really shocking and at the same time it is really exciting because it's my first time encountering this kind of cryptos. Because here in the Philippines, it is more on NFTs and play to earn, but managing your own crypto or being with a team that will provide crypto around the churches. It is first time for me, so it is kind of exciting. And then for the community base, it is really tiring because we are targeting non-coiners. We are targeting non-coiners in the first place, and it's especially it is the majority of this non-coiners is elder pastors. So for me, this really exciting, a bit tiring, but still it is really great to be a part of here.
Oh, absolutely. And the Texan team has really been everyone on the Texan team and the OPHIR team has been working really hard to make this happen for quite a while. So it does take quite a bit to onboard a community of no coiners, especially into true real DeFi. So I know we've all had a part to play in this. So uh,
Yes.
David Lee, any thoughts any about the journey it's taken for working with the OPHIR team, and we're finally at launch, and it's just an amazing, wonderful thing.
It is. I got some thoughts, and I got a confession too for Josh. There are two things that I look forward to every day in the chats, and one is seeing Sam Kemp's good morning in the Texan chat, and seeing your good morning in the OPHIR chat. I really appreciate it. But it was a super consequential week for a couple communities that are interested in a lot more than when Lambeau. You're seeing the coalescing and the coming together of people that are interested in freedom, sovereignty, and doing good. And it is just fantastic to see the pictures on the OPHIR, whether it be in the chat or on the Facebook page, of you guys in the community doing good works. And Yeah, it was great to welcome you guys. Because now it's one whole phase of the months and months of grinding have turned into now decades of grinding. It really does prepare you for what's to come, and what's to come is a beautiful, awesome thing. So I want to thank you all and welcome you all and congratulations.
Right. And I think one of the most important aspects is, when you get to work so closely with a community of no coiners who are just very passionate about crypto and DeFi, and a lot of really great relationships form, especially during that time. And one of the things I wanted to ask you, Josh, is how exactly did you end up with the OPHIR uh, on the team? How did you come across John and Doc Vince, and where did this all start for you?
For me, it is all start when they introduce themselves at GMAPEC. GMAPEC is the organization I served previously. They were the ones whom I devoted myself regarding serving pastors and shepherds. So it is really the first time I met Sir John. And at first I want to be honest. At first, I became skeptical of this because uh, it is promising some feats that for my experience, it is impossible. Giving churches abundance, opportunities. It is really at first. It's really impossible to believe because I've seen many people come and go and introduce themselves to help him up. And then at the end of the day, they all scam. So
No,
at
I
first,
I
I doubt. Yes, I doubt. And then
gotcha. No, and we have another guest from the OPHIR team joining us,
yeah,
Miss
hello, Dali.
Dolly. So good to see you. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Sir David. Hello from the Texan team. Good morning here from the Philippines. I'm Dolly. Actually, I'm quite busy today. It's very such a and I have a noise background because I'm at home, and um, everyone's here today. My whole family. We have a gathering because my mother is celebrating her birthday today.
Happy
But
Oh,
birthday.
thank you so much.
nice.
Yeah,
Happy
but
birthday.
thank you so much, Sir Albert. But with regards to the to Ophir, I'm very much happy since like from last week we already launched. So I was very happy, and also it's quite um a little bit like the pressure as guiding the pastors, but it is very like the excitement is still up for us.
Well, absolutely, and it's just so exciting because you're literally creating your own future, and it's gonna just really help and impact and set the Philippine community up for success long term down the road. And being a part of something this big is just it's going to be life changing. And I've heard of the Ophir Academy that does a lot in terms of education and onboarding. Can you tell the audience what exactly that involves, and um, how that's helping beneficiary churches get onboarded into crypto?
All right, so the Offer Academy, it's literally it means for the education. It is to help the pastors, the representatives as well, to be guided as for what is Offer about, and the you can learn about it, like the staking, the what is the token is about all about, all about OPHIR, and it's very such a great help for the pastors since they like for the feedback that we are getting from the pastor, it's very easy since it's in Tagalog, so they can really understand it very well. And at the same time, the quizzes is just easy as well. It's, I think it's only three, because it's they can only answer three questions, right? So that's very easy. It really made for the pastors, because most of the pastors are, are in the mid age, or like and also we take kudos to the team, to Doc Vince and Gab and the rest of those of the team who really made the Offer Academy very accessible for the pastors. And as for the education that we're doing as well, we really for the onboarding process, we're really teaching and also the guiding the pastors first, where we have this walkthrough um twice a week. We are walking through the pastors to the process of OPHIR Academy, as how they can get to the OPHIR Academy app, the application. And then once they have the access on the application, they can start their own. But we are the team also has planning this week that we will be having this online, or I mean online, yeah, online teaching, or like a one-on-one meeting to those pastors and representatives, that because there are pastors and representatives that they cannot they're not like very much technical, they're no
Hmm.
technical
Oh yeah.
level. So that's why they really need an assistance as how to access the Fair Academy app, and how to start the module, how to study the module, and how to answer the quiz. That's why this is what we are planning to do for this week, that we have to do it for them, so that they will be guided. They can start the modules with us, and then once once we can see that they can do it on their own, yeah, that's the time that we can, yeah, we can allow them to study the rest of the modules by their own. Well,
Okay. No, that makes perfect sense. And one of the things when I first came aboard the Texan team is we centered and focused around education as the foundation for helping to onboard no pointers, and just really just something to offer to everybody to help educate people, because the more that we know and understand, the better off we are. Because when we think of the concept of staking out to 22 years, it's like we're going to be here for a long time. So we really need to kind of like figure out like what are we doing. And not only that, but when we bring in new people into crypto, we want to introduce them into real true DeFi crypto, uh, and basically help them avoid all the pitfalls and the scams, and just set them up for success. And I believe that the best framework and structure for that is through education. So um, one of the things I was going to ask was, how did you come on to the Ophir project? How did you meet John and Doc Vince, and how did you get involved with all this?
Yes, for me, they visited our church, and then I meet Sir John, and then his team. But at first, yes, like what I said before, I am very skeptical of the project, but they changed my mind on the view that it is possible to reach this community through cryptocurrency. They changed my mind that it is possible to educate this community. So I joined them for Gym Effect, and also for all the churches around the Philippines who wants to be liberated through financial breakthroughs and opportunities. So for me, I met them, but to meet them personally, I met Sir Doc Vince at our core meeting always and at live. Sir John, I met him personally when they visit to our church. And the rest of the also Dali. But Dali is my friend before Appear comes in, so we already know each other.
Uh,
We already know each other for a very long time.
oh,
So
great, nice.
I met Appear. But
Nice, nice.
Dal is the OG of OPHIR. Before I came in, she's already there.
Yeah, and we got Gabriel Gonzalez in the chat. FGG for God's glory. Uh, we've got Rich Liberation, Learn and Earn. That is the name of the game.
All right.
And we got Hexy Quinn. What's good, fam? Bravo, Robert. So always miss her when she's not in the chat. So we have such a great team, and the good thing about any kind of team is people that get along, work well together, enjoy each other's company, and that's what I've noticed a lot. Being on the Texan team, and of course working so closely with the OPHIR team, everybody's just on the same page, working towards the common goal. So I just wanted to spread it around a little bit and just ask David, Immutable, Irwin, what do you think is the best effective tools for onboarding new crypto communities, and what do you think makes for a very successful team to make these kind of things happen? Because it's great that we were able to do this for Texan Token, but I really love Crypto Heartbeat's vision of let's go help lift other people. And one of the things that Samantha is always saying is we rise by lifting others, and that's just so true. So go ahead and take the floor.
Yeah. So first of all, I'd say I think that the OPHIR team is very well may be the best education team I have seen in the crypto space. When you go in their chat and you see all the pictures of all the different churches that they're doing the OPHIR Academy with, it's really incredible seeing all that. So I think you guys are doing an outstanding job, and that's like as far as the education piece goes, I don't think anyone else comes close to what you guys are doing because you guys, I think for it's what months now, right? You guys have been doing that for months now and have been going out to the churches. And like you were saying, Philippines has a little bit of crypto experience, but like you were saying, it's NFTs and pay to play or game to play or whatever. It's not anything like, or maybe some people have a little bit of experience with it, but this is something more or less completely new, and especially to these churches, it's completely new to them. And so you guys are doing really great work with that. I'd then say, and part of what you're doing and part of why it's successful is I've always been a fan of the keep it simple, keep it stupid, or keep it simple, stupid, whichever you prefer. And so keeping it simple, just like, I mean, that's the way the contract is. Like, it's a simple contract. It's got less vulnerabilities because there's not as many attack vectors. There's not as many attack points. And so keeping it simple, keeping the education simple, bringing these people on and not trying to confuse them with all sorts of super in-depth, or not even super in-depth, but like just intermediate level stuff can cause a lot of no coiners to give up and say, I can't do this. And so what you guys are doing, keeping it simple, just showing them the basics, like this is a wallet, this is how you stake it, this is how you transfer it, this is how you do this. That's really great. And I think that's how we have to approach it when we're onboarding no coiners. So I don't know, David or Erwin, if you guys want to add or say I'm full of it.
I could have said that before that, but no, you're spot on. and just to add into that, howdy, Miss Dolly, great seeing you. I love seeing the passion when they're from the summit, boots on the ground. Like you said, they're the best in education, and they get out in with people on the ground more than anyone else. It's awesome to see these hearts of gold aflame with the passion of love and our Lord, and it's great.
Yeah, man. First off, congratulations to the OPHIR team. What you guys are doing is freaking amazing. And what I especially love with going into the Telegram, looking at all the things that you do, is highlighting to everybody how it is to be human. It's like nobody recognizes anymore what it's actually to be human, to care for somebody else, to provide for somebody else. I've been in a lot of crypto communities, even the Texan, the Hex, we all know it, we all think the same, but you don't see it. What you see here in the OPHIR community is people, life, people caring for other people. And that took me harder than I expected, to be honest, because I hadn't seen it before in crypto, where you can see the humility and how humane people can be, and I'm truly loving it. So keep it up.
Absolutely. And
Here, here.
what?
What's that?
Yeah. Go ahead, David.
I just said here, here. Well said.
Okay. Yeah, from what I've personally witnessed, just from getting to understand the Philippine culture and working with the team, and my thoughts for the future is I really feel that Ophir is going to be one of the fastest growing, uh, quickest adoption. I feel like you guys are going to just knock the network effect right out of the ballpark because uh, I see like a community of people that are working together in unity. Everyone's on the same page. There's so much gratitude and appreciation for this, and I think it's wonderful because everybody's working in alignment towards the same goals. So um, do you have any thoughts on what do you see for the future holds for Ophir and this mission? Because I mean, it is extremely vital because I see people helping people, and when I see churches doing more for the common people than the actual government, that that says a lot to me because any time in life something is given freely from the heart, that's where you want it. When people are forced to do things that they don't want to do, that never works out for anyone. But if you want to go ahead and just give me a rundown, like where do you see things going forward from here?
Is that for the whole panel, or who's that for?
Anybody.
Yeah, I mean, so first of all, I'd agree with what you said, or the part of where you said about seeing churches doing what the government's not doing, or seeing whoever doing what the government's not doing. That's so some of my and I guess when I say some, I mean like I could probably count on one hand some of my favorite politicians. I know that oxymoron again. One of them is Spike Cohen, who is he was the Libertarian vice presidential candidate in the last election. And so if you follow him on Twitter or Facebook, you always see him. He's always going out to like the various communities across the country where there seems to be a lot of bureaucracy getting in the way of exactly that, churches or local community members doing good things. I just saw a post from him this week. He went to a town council meeting at I forget where a local church was. I think they were like handing out food to the homeless and providing them with like I don't know basic necessities, and the town council had called them a nuisance or something like that. And so he went there and was like, you're going to be all over social media, this, that, or the other thing. And the point, all I'm trying to say is that what Ophir is doing here, stepping into that void and taking control, like helping the those in need. That's what we need to see more of. We need to see more of that because we know that the powers that be are very rarely, even if they have the best of intentions. I'll keep my thoughts here. Even if they have the best of intentions, they're never going to do it in an efficient manner. And so what you guys are doing is awesome. And now I've rambled on, so I forget what your question was at the beginning.
Oh, it was just like where do we go from here? What is the what does the future impact look like of OPHIR having on the community?
That's right. Yeah. So I mean, from my perspective, I mean, I did right before we got on for about an hour and a half before we got on, I was doing some analysis on the launch, and so I was looking at all of the major holders of the OPHIR token. So I looked at, I would say probably 97% of the top wallet holders that have over 1 billion tokens. I think I may have missed a couple because my eyes started glazing over as I was reading the screen.
Well, if
Don't
that's
doubt it when an old armor officer says 97, he's probably done 98.
well, if that's the case, sounds like it's time for a little whale watch, because we're getting on that subject. So we'll go ahead and
All right. Yeah. So I'll back up a few steps and just kind of cover some of the other stuff that I was going to do. So I'll share my screen here. Give me 1 second. Entire screen. That screen. Share. So first, I'm going to just once it pops up, I'm going to talk about some of the OPHIR stats that we've seen so far. So we've been live for about a week, right? What was the day that we launched? That you guys launched? Like 14th, 15th, something like that.
15th, last Tuesday.
That's right. So the 15th. So we live for 5 days. I don't know if you can. I don't know if my screen is showing up, but I'll truck on anyway. So right now, 395 total stakes. There's a current liquid supply, yeah, there you go, of about 3.9 trillion. And so what I want to make out of the 4 trillion initial liquid that went out, right now still 3.9 trillion. However, if you remember the TEXAN launch, you'll remember that I think it was about 2 weeks after the launch, all of a sudden a large percentage of the liquid supply was staked. And so I imagine that very soon we're going to see that liquid supply cut in half or 3/4 or even more. So I wouldn't be surprised if very soon we're down somewhere between 1 and 2 trillion liquid supply. And I think those stakes will also continue to go up. But anyway, so we'll kind of go over there. I don't know if there's any people on that haven't seen these before or haven't seen it from TEXAN, but I'll just kind of go over this. So total supply, that's the total supply in the contract at launch. There will never be more than 100 trillion. Right now, there's 0 penalties. So the total supply, both locked and so in the contract, and then liquid is 100 trillion. 95 trillion is currently available to those who stake. So if you want a piece of that 95 trillion, got to add up and do some more stakes. So 83 billion total OPHIR has been staked so far. The rewards for that is this 693 billion. So 83 billion is going to get 693 billion. And then allocated supply. So what that means right there, that's the initial liquid supply plus the amount of supply that has been claimed from those who have staked. So we had an initial supply of 4 trillion. Right now we have 83 billion staked. And so then that additional 693 million, just like the pending endowment reward says over here. So if you staked, that's what you're getting as a group. So then, wrong one. So I just wanted to point out a few things. So on the OPHIR chart here, obviously it doesn't look great, but then again, none of the other charts really look great right now. But initially we had a good launch, we had a nice pump, and then we had, I think on the 17th and 16th, we had a little bit of a drop down, and I'll kind of touch on that here in a little bit with some of the top wallets. But we've leveled off now, and we're sitting right about 40.12. So kind of bottoming out. And this is standard for the course. This is par for the course. Any new project, you're going to see something like this. You're going to see a pump at the beginning. You're going to see a drop off, level off. And I think you can watch Rag's streams if you want anything, if you want better stuff. I'm not on his level, but anywhere from 30 to 90, 120, 180 days, you're going to see a new project kind of find that bottom and start building support there. And we're kind of already seeing that. It's kind of leveled off for there at this point, and we'll go from there. So then let me just go over some of the top wallets. So like I said, I've been through every single one. Well, I won't say every single one because I may have missed a couple, but out of the first 2 pages on Scan.Pulse Chain, which I'll show you right here, just going through all of these top wallets, there was only one on the first 2.5 pages that sold any OPHIR. And so that I won't mention that particular wallet, but about 3 to 4 days ago, that wallet was selling chunks of about 30 to 35 million, and he did it about 7 times. So that wallet started out with about 3.5 billion, currently has about 3.2 billion. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it happened with TEXAN early on. We had a couple of large whales dump early. It was eaten up, and that'll be the case here. And especially when you consider that all those other top wallets on the top 2 pages, none of them have sold anything, and in fact, many have staked for 8,036 days. So we had one wallet receive 36 billion, has staked 11 billion so far, 1 billion for 36 days, 5 billion for 1826 days, and 5 billion for 731 days. So kind of like a little bit of a staking ladder there, with the earliest coming due in about 2 years. That particular wallet also has 868 million PulseX, 2K incentive tokens, 600 million TEXAN, 1.3 million Hex on Pulse Chain, and 690 million PLS. I'll stop sharing because so that way we can see each other again. There was another wallet, started out with 16.6 billion OPHIR, also has 1.4 billion PulseX, 14.2 million Hex, 43 million PLS. Another wallet received 10 billion and staked 1 million for 22 years. That was kind of a small one, but I did notice that it was positive. It was positive news, so I thought I'd throw it on there. Another wallet that has 250 million TEXAN also has 8.3 billion OPHIR, so interesting there. Then the wallet I already mentioned that was selling for a little bit. We had another large wallet received 16.6 billion OPHIR, has been providing a lot of liquidity. Also staked 1 billion OPHIR for 22 years, then did another 10.5 billion stake for 22 years. And has been in the PulseX, in the Pulse Chain ecosystem. He's been like I was mentioning, he's been a large liquidity provider. He's got over 100 million PulseX LP. Also of note, 10 million DAI in his wallet and 259 million PLS. So that 10 million DAI was really interesting. So we're talking with real players. Although now that I'm thinking about it and remembering the whole PDAI thing's going on, I'm interested to go back there and see if that's real DAI or which DAI that was. I may have made an error there. Then last wallet that I was looking at, we received 2.5 billion OPHIR, sent 500 million out to 2 other wallets in sent $1 billion out in 2 500 million transactions, and then staked both for 22 years. So the long and the short of it is, these large wallets, the wallets on the first 2.5 pages that have over $1 billion OPHIR, except for one wallet, they're not selling, they're staking or holding. So just that's my 2 cents. That's what I've seen so far. Obviously, we're very early, 5 days into this. So it's exciting times ahead, especially with that, with the way the top wallets are looking.
Well, thank you so much, Immutable, for always providing
Seriously.
that alpha. That's it's always good to know how we're doing, where we're standing, what's going on with the ecosystem. And when I watch Brandon's video, I believe it was 90 days. That was the magic number where that is going to be your most volatile, most critical time for any new crypto launch. So just expect a lot of up and down volatility, and once you get past those first 90 days, things should start to stabilize. But as with any project, you've got people, you got the lettuce hands that you got to shake out, and that's just doesn't matter what the project is.
Yeah, and we just want to make it perfectly clear to the audience. There's nothing wrong with selling. We like everyone's got their own.
Oh yeah,
Everyone's got their own lives going on. I would encourage responsible selling, understanding liquidity, understanding how to sell without moving the price too much. But I mean, everyone's got to do what they got to do, and it's
yeah,
your asset. It's yours to do with what you want. But yeah,
yeah. This has been a very brutal and very long bear market for a lot of people, and it's been rough on a lot of folks. So we as human beings do what we have to do out of necessity, oftentimes more than not. And I just want to take a quick moment to just go through the chat real quick here. We got Drix. Always good to see you, sir. We've
always
got,
here.
oh, yeah,
Good.
he is always here. Samantha, great to see you. Erwin, Immutable, and David. We got Hexy Quinn. Robert's killing it with an axe. One day I will come. One day I will come on stream with an axe. That is my tool of choice for dealing with scammers, and it is effective, very effective.
He's
We've
not being
got
literal. For the three-letter agencies watching, he is not being literal.
okay. For the three-letter agencies watching, my favorite movie growing up was The Shining. So, I'm not afraid of three-letter agencies,
His
but
basement.
and we got Rich Liberation. Together we win. Best community in crypto. Let's see. Drix again. Hexy agreed. Robert is a natural. Let's see. Who else do we have in chat? Uh, got Brandon in the house. Uh, I mean, just amazing
Right.
thing. Yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. We always strive to, bring great content, bring on different guests, and talk about things. Sometimes we'll, deep dive a little heavy on the crypto side. Sometimes we'll, keep it light and explore just different topics. But
Hey,
it's been,
Robert,
yeah,
Immutable. That was a great whale watch. I would venture to say it was bullish, but or facing reality, you are an OG in crypto. How would you characterize that whale watch?
To be honest, I don't really care. And that's just because what I've learned from crypto is that on average, they're not really that smart. Most of the times they just got lucky and make bad decisions afterwards. And I have made bad decisions made of those pre-assumptions. So now I just do my own thing and don't tell everybody, but I listen to Rex a lot, but don't tell them. So and that's it.
yeah,
I'd agree with what you're saying at 100%. And one thing I would say though is, all right, so on the macro level, so we know Bitcoin, or we know crypto moves in cycles, and whether it's a 4-year cycle or whatever cycle theory you want to subscribe to, crypto moves in cycles. Right now we're in the bear, or at least we're in the bear, and maybe we're slowly trying to peek our head out of the cave. But we know that bonded liquidity is the thing, and I made this point on Twitter earlier this week, and I think I made it previous. We know bonded liquidity is the thing. When crypto starts to pump as a whole, when you start to see Bitcoin start increasing, you start to see Ethereum start increasing, the cryptos that are bonded to that, they're going to start moving too. Altcoins are going to start moving. And so like in our ecosystem, Pulse Chain, PulseX, Hex, when they start moving, TEXAN's going to start moving. OPHIR is going to start moving because the major liquidity is bonded to those pairs. And so like it's literally, I guess it's kind of like the definition of trickle down economics, I guess. Once the money starts coming in to the big players, you're going to start seeing other things moving too.
You've been nominated for president, Erwin.
Hell no. Not in a million years. No, but I do like to look at statistics. So on that point, I completely agree. When we look at let's say the global statistics, those are the things I do like. I want to see certain parameters move in a certain direction, and there you can assume some things from. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, for the longest time, I used to, kind of look upward when it came to the whole concept of whales, because it gets talked about all the time in crypto communities. And we sometimes tend to think that a lot of these people who are making these, what we call whale moves, which is basically just, sometimes, it's a smart move and sometimes it's not. But I totally agree with what Erwin is saying, that a lot of times, these people do get lucky. They either held for a really long time and they sat through a lot of dips to get where they're at, or they got lucky trading. But we have seen some things on chain that just doesn't make any sense. And at the end of the day, these are human beings. They put on a pair of pants the same way we all do. So everybody is susceptible to making mistakes. And, just because you have large amounts of money doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to use it most effectively. But a lot of times the things that they do can affect and impact the ecosystem in a positive or negative way. So we do kind of tend to keep our eyes on these things, but I really do appreciate the global statistics and taking a look and seeing it, just overall how the ecosystem is doing.
I'm gonna jump in here. I gotta run. I know Dolly's in the green room as well, so if you want to bring her on and replace me, probably do a better job. So, but I'll talk to you guys later, and everyone in the chat. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Your interaction is awesome. So, you guys have a great night and morning.
Take care, everyone.
Yep,
Take care,
see you
man.
guys.
Righty. So getting back to business at hand, we got Dolly back in the chat. So lately, so far, we're off to a good start. I mean, things are still very early for OPHIR. I'm looking very much forward to checking out the OPHIR Academy and taking a look at what the onboarding process looks like. So far, from what I see, a lot of times posts are usually coming in on Facebook. They're just very successful, and it just looks like you have some of the most active community engagement that I've seen, and people are just so thankful and appreciative of that. So wanted to ask you, Josh and Dolly's, other than crypto, like what are your hobbies? What are your interests? What do you like to do on your spare time? Tell me a little bit about yourselves, because I feel like that question we should have asked in the beginning, but we just kind of dove right into the heart of the subject. So it's all no worries.
For me, I love playing online games, video games. That is my hobby. And before I encounter cryptocurrency, before I encounter fear, I'm online game addict, but not that much, but not that too much that will affect my health. I just want to play for fun, like that. So that's my personal hobby. And then also my personal hobby is writing recipes because I love to cook as well. As you can see,
Mhm.
uh, I like that. as you can see. Um, I love to cook and I love to eat. Oh, our Robert, of your Robert is at the backstage, and I guess he's waiting for us
Yep,
to join. Yeah,
got
yeah.
him.
Hello, Robert. We also have Robert in the OPHIR team.
Excellent. Good to see you, Robert. Thank you so much for joining us.
Robert, how you doing, man?
Hi, good morning and good evening.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, one I know a lot of times whenever we're, taking a look at these time frames, like I'm over here on the East Coast, so I'm on Eastern time here in the US, and I know the Philippines is like at least 12 hours ahead of where I'm at. So, a lot of times I'll be watching the Fear chat during the daytime, and of course, it's obviously nighttime for a lot of you. So, it's just kind of amazing, trying to like find times to coordinate. But uh, getting to work with all of you has just been an absolute pleasure. I've enjoyed getting to know you and being a part of this project. Uh, Robert, real quick, I asked this question earlier to some of the other guests, but how did you come on to Ophir? Like, how did you first get involved and meet everyone here? I might be having some technical difficulties, but uh, no worries.
Hello,
So,
hello. Can you hear me,
uh,
guys?
yeah, you're good, man.
I'm sorry, I'm having a problem with the internet connection. But basically, I became part of the OPHIR team when Sir John personally came to came to our church, and then he talked with us. He he also asked our life stories like that and stuff. And then after that, after seeing the vision and seeing the heart of Sir John, who is founder of Hope here, I see that he really wanted to help the grassroots churches, and especially us being the churches as well. We also know the struggles of the churches here in the Philippines. That's why it has a huge part also in my heart to help them. I mean, it's what excites me the most to help the churches, to see the churches grow, and even not to think about financial when it comes to their ministry to advancing the kingdom. That's it. That's the reason why I became part of the OPHIR, and that's why I'm still here. That's it.
Excellent.
Awesome, man.
Truly is. And I just wanted to highlight and let everybody know in the audience where they can find Ophir Crypto on Telegram, TME/Ophir Crypto. So please, feel free, join the chat, ask questions, get involved with the community. You can also find the official DApp as well as all other information on ophircrypto.com. So it's just so nice to see everything come together so nicely. So, does anybody have anything else? Closing thoughts or discussions or
For me, it's my first time seeing the whale watch. It's really a great experience to have that stuff. And maybe we will feature that also on our live stream in the future. So thank you for introducing us to that.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the things I wanted to ask, I may have skipped over some of my questions, is now that Ophir has launched, what is the most exciting part for all of you here?
For me, the exciting part is to help the community to give opportunity that it is not just a dream, it's not a prayer anymore, but it's a movement also here in the Philippines that we have a stereotype. If you are a pastor, if you are working in a religious-based organization, you are we are obliged to help. It is your job to help others, neglecting yourself. And for me, we need to. For me, the affair is the game changer regarding to those beliefs. That yes, although yes, it is the church is the starting point of abundance, but everything, all the blessing comes from the Lord. That is that's what I'm excited for is to be the church is to be the channel of blessing and abundance across the world, also across the world. That's for me.
Absolutely, and it's just so much more meaningful when you're involved with a project that is, not just tied to like individual gain. You're actually looking to help the community as a whole. And I really appreciate I listened to Crypto Heartbeat where he talks about some of these remote areas in the Philippines, like you don't have a convenience store, you don't have a grocery store, you don't have a shopping mall, but you have a church, and it's filled with people who want to help their local community. And if we had more of a world like that, where we were more focused on not necessarily like what's in it for us and prioritizing me, but let's help one another, it just makes this world such a much better place. And really, resonate with what y'all are doing out there. And I also want to take a moment to see hello to the chat. We got Hex Monkey. This bear market is rough. Hold tight, Ethereans. Yeah, it has been rough. I'm hoping that we do see some light at the end of the tunnel here soon. But the good thing is that OPHIR did launch in a bear market. This is the best time to be onboarding new people into crypto, because it's never a good thing to go blindly into a bull run and you're buying the top, and then it's just the thing is you're setting yourselves up for future success. We've got attention wars. I've been wrecked this bear speculating currently on projects. I've been following this ecosystem for a minute. Appreciate the founders of Texan, what they're doing. So absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, truly awesome. And this was my first time hosting a TEXAN Tailgate. I've thought about becoming a YouTuber at some point, but then I just sometimes I think about like the time involved with it. But it's really great getting to do this with all of you. As time goes forward, I'll get better with pressing some of these buttons and the controls. But I'm
Robert,
really
you're
glad.
doing great.
Exactly.
Doing great.
Amazing.
Thank you guys. I'm glad that my first YouTube stream was with the OPHIR team. That's just near and dear to my heart. So I'm so glad that we got to finally meet face to face. I've worked with a lot of members of the OPHIR team, doing a lot of training, but it's just nice to have some downtime and just spend some time with the team members, because this is a commitment, and we are getting close to that 1 hour time frame. We've got about
Okay, well then I better go then.
we got
Hey,
about
I just
2
wanted-
minutes left.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Dolly, Josh, Gab, Apple, Marcos, Doc Vince, Firestarter. You guys have all been just wonderful to get to know and to work with. Your hearts are so full of joy and love. And you're just perfect for this. And, Crypto Heartbeat talks about unlocking global generosity, and I think you guys are going to be a key to it. So keep doing what you're doing. I love you guys.
Thank you so much, David. And
Thank you, Sir D.
Thank you, Sir
And-
David.
Absolutely. And just remind everybody you can find the OPHIR crypto team at TME/OPHIR crypto. And you can also find out more information about their mission and the 501c nonprofit Gem Effect and their mission going forward, as well as that is where you will go to stake your OPHIR tokens. So ophircrypto.com. We will be back next Sunday. I believe we should have Adam and Lindsay from Vibra Finance. So yeah, absolutely. So we got a lot of great stuff lined up. So really happy that we were able to. I always love getting together and talking with people who have similar like-minded interests and passion to match that as well. So just want to say thank you to everyone, and if anybody has anything, feel free.
Yeah,
I
well, I
just
would like to add something on. You
absolutely.
asked um, what I'm looking forward for OPHIR, or just this whole movement in general, what Rax and Crypto Heartbeat are creating here. I'm really looking forward on how this will be adopted and how contagious it will be. Because within crypto, we always talked about the fungibility, the tangibility, the things that we actually see in return. And we had the argument with NFTs and that it's all just fiction. And I want to see how contagious will something as physical as this is and as profound as this is would carry on in the future. Because what Brax and Crypto Heartbeat did, it's actually brilliant. Because when I started in crypto, you started with crypto and it turned into a community. And it was actually the community that made sure if a project would succeed or not. So taking that information, they just flipped it around. Why not look for a community that is actually already there and willing to do the things that they want to do and attach crypto to it and thereby unify people? I think it's truly brilliant. And I'm really looking forward to how this will develop in the future.
Absolutely well said.
100.
And yeah, truly. And just want to, as Forrest would say, just want to be respectful of everyone's time here. Just want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. David, Erwin, Mutable, Dolly, Josh, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciated having you on. Looking forward to really amazing things going forward with OPHIR Crypto, and we will continue to partner and work with you and support you in any way that we possibly can. So thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and close out. So thank you so much, everybody. This has been episode number 19 with the OPHIR Crypto team. And we will be back next Sunday at 9 p.m. I believe Adam and Lindsay from Vibra Finance is going to be on the stream. So, and as soon as I get the ransom money, I will release Forrest. So you might get to see him, you might not. I mean, it all depends. So we'll see. But until then, have a good night, and we'll see you next week.